This is Danny Gould with the Gould team, selling Silicon Valley, back with another Silicon Valley market snapshot for the first week of April. My goodness. First week of April in 2019. We're already in Q2, everyone. We're here in the crux of spring. We're right here in the heart of it all. And I thought today we would switch it up a little bit. There's no heat maps for us. For those of you that watch these on a consistent basis, you would know that heat maps, we kind of see where things are going year over year in specific areas here in Santa Clara County. This time, I thought I'd introduce all of you to a piece of data that I've had access to for a very long time that kind of gives us an overview of the market in various different categories, namely days on market, price per square foot, and so absorption rate, a lot of different perspectives on the market kind of give us a full bird's eye view of what's going on. And so we can get really niche and really specific, which I do for sellers and buyers and everything when we're analyzing a specific part of the market. But today I thought let's use trend graphics to really analyze the single family market and the condo townhome market here in Santa Clara County, because it really is a tale of two different housing types right now. You know, the single family market is still fairly frothy. We're still seeing a lot of activity in many areas. The condo townhome market has become fairly saturated, much more so than we've experienced in years past. And as a result, we're experiencing a neutralizing in the market. And that's something that we're noticing, you know, on the front lines, just kind of like out there every single day, kind of getting a sense of that. But it's really cool when the data corroborates, you know, real life happenings, if you will, right? So I'm sensing it, other realtors are sensing it, that I'm talking to on a daily basis, and now the data corroborates. And so let's dive in head first and take a look, right? Because this is some good stuff. Like, it's some really good stuff. So right here, what we see, first of all, just to kind of give you guys an idea of what's going on here, this is Santa Clara County, condo townhome. I know we're in April, but this is the March data. It takes a while for this data to populate. So in a couple weeks, we'll revisit this and see what the April data looks like. But right now, you'll see this graph right here is probably gibberish to you. You're probably wondering what's going on, right? But this is the absorption rate graph. Now, what does absorption rate mean? The absorption rate measures the months of inventory, right? And how much of the current active listings as a percentage are being absorbed each month. So think about how much of the market is being absorbed by the buyers, right? So things to keep in mind: a buyer's market 16.67% and below, seller's market 33.33% and above, and neutral market 16.67 to 33.33. So how does this get determined? Who knows? But that is really, like, who really knows? But that is the definition. And so this should be very eye-opening to a lot of people, especially people that are trying to sell a condo and townhome. You'll notice this starts right here, January 2018 till now, and we see a very steady decline in the absorption rate. To the point now where we're at a 40% absorption rate, which is, I mean, we're getting eerily close to a neutral market in terms of purely absorption rate. Look at this. I mean, we were at 244 at one point. And if you're wondering how can it be over 100%? Well, think of it. It's like if there are, at any given point in time, like 10 homes on the market, but there were 25 sales, right? Which could happen because this is going to it takes a really long time to explain this concept, but it takes a specific snapshot in time of how much inventory is there and then how much is being sold at any given point, right, at that month. So that kind of gives us an idea of what the absorption rate really means. Now let's compare that to the single family homes, right? Because right now we're a single family market and we see, okay, well, the absorption rate is 49.50, but we also see the steady decline, right? Now there's some, you know, dips and valleys, but let's look at the overall trend. The trend is this way, right? So everything is going down, right, on the absorption rate. And I mean, this makes sense, right? When we have as much inventory as we do now, and let's take a look, because this this tells us everything, right? February 2019 sellers market, we have 65% more single-family homes. Now that's single-family homes. So let's take a look at condos, townhomes, because that's an even more drastic 235%. Wow. So there are 235% more homes on the market right now for sale, which if in layman's terms here, for sale 456, right? And then in, this is February data, but 136, right? So, and we've seen this data point already. If you've looked, or if you've watched other videos here, other market snapshots, but this should come as no surprise, right? Like, there's more inventory this year. We knew that. But now, I really wanted to also point out some of the other statistics here, because for the condos and townhomes, I want you guys to look at this, okay? Because if you're a buyer in today's market, you're probably wondering what you can get away with, right? Now look at this. Days on market. In February, 10 days. Average days on market for condo townhome. In February 2019, 36. That's 4x. That's 4 times the amount of days on market. And if you notice, the average list to sales price is 99%, right? So things are selling pretty much right where they're listed at, whereas a year ago, we're at 116%, right? So there's huge, huge differences. And the implications of this for both buyers and sellers are very, well, let me put it to you this way. The implications of this: if you're a seller and your home isn't selling in a week, it's not abnormal. On the contrary, if you're a buyer, right, really use this data to your advantage. Because the truth is that there are a lot of buyers out there right now, and you're probably thinking, well, is this a good time to buy? Well, there's a neutralization right now that's going on in the market. And so you're not going to, by the way, right, there are no deals right now. Right? I mean, there are deals, but like there are no like deals, okay? So case in point, let's look at this right now. I want you guys to see that really, the average price per square footage shows a neutral trend, right? So things are not going up or down drastically, right? The average for sale price is neutral. The average sold price is neutral. The median sold price is neutral. Everything is neutralized in terms of price per square footage and overall sales prices. And so what this means for you as a buyer is that if you're going into a home that's been on the market for 21 days and you're offering $100,000 under asking, you're not going to get it accepted. I mean, you might. Honestly, you might. And like, if you have a bulldog like myself, I mean, we'll make it happen, right? But what I'm saying is that you're only going to make that happen if the seller is not informed. If the seller is in a pinch, or the seller is like ultra motivated to sell for XYZ reason. Guys, this is the dawn of a new age. It's the dawn of a new market. And the writing's on the wall, right? We're seeing everything go into that neutral stage, right? How long it takes us to get there in terms of actually like seeing it on a daily basis, because as I've told you before, there's still pockets of feast and there's still pockets of famine, right? And so when does that all kind of just like even out and the playing field really just like become a very consistent, steady, very predictable market? Because we're not in a very predictable market right now. These are the overall trends, but there are things that are going on a daily basis that make you question what's going on with the market. Because, my gosh, I mean, I'm writing over ask offers for many buyers right now, and they're like, Danny, but your videos. And I'm like, yeah, my videos, exactly. That's the macro. This is the micro. This is what's happening in this area right now for this house. And so we can look at this data and we can really analyze what's going on in the market and see what the trends are doing to make ourselves more educated when the time comes to make a buying or selling decision. But at the end of the day, you have to rely on what's going on in that individual neighborhood or that individual area, because this data has not normalized across the entirety of the Santa Clara County, right? This is the trend on like a macro scale, but we are nowhere near this being the case in every single area. And truthfully, it might never be the case in every single area. I mean, let's be real. There are A, B, C, and D areas in Santa Clara County, right? There are A areas that are going to maintain value, appreciate at a much higher rate, theoretically, right, than C and D areas. Sorry, not appreciate, but hold their value, rather. And those C and D areas are going to fluctuate. They're going to be a lot more volatile, right? But the truth is that if you're in a buying situation right now, and you're looking at this data, what it should tell you is this, right? The market is neutralizing. There are very clear implications here that there are deals to be had. You can get things under list price, probably, right? Not probably. You can get a lot of homes right now under list price, especially if they're overpriced, right? And even if they're priced correctly, they may not sell right away because there is a trend going in the neutral direction. And if you're a seller, my gosh, do you need any more fuel to get you like off your caboose and just like do it already? Because if you're trying to get the highest possible price, I mean, that ship is honestly, like if you're trying to set a record right now, that ship might have sailed already. And what you're left with now is maybe, close to it, right? But this again, right? I don't want to be the guy that's just like making bold claims, saying that the peak is past and everything. But I'm not saying it. The data is saying it. I mean, there is a lot of data out there that is showing us every single day that things are trending to a neutral market. That's it. I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to hear your questions. Go ahead and leave your comments and questions down below if you're seeing this on Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever. And if you're seeing this on YouTube, go ahead and leave your comments down below. Again, guys, my phone's always on for you. And if you're seeing this video, you know what my phone number is. It's 408-531-7654. Just call me. And we can talk about it too. Because I know that there are always going to be questions about your micro situation, right? And the truth is that this is the macro, and in every individual situation there are individual circumstances, and it may not, what I'm talking about here may not necessarily hold true for you. So I don't want you to be misinformed going into your particular situation, guys. That's all I have for you today. It's Danny Gould with the Gould team selling Silicon Valley. I'll catch you guys in the next video.